Hello, everyone. My name is Sarafi, and I'm happy to meet you all. And joining me is my good friend and member of the channel for 4 months, Crow.
Hello. I feel
And
like it's been longer, but when you redid the channel things, like it messed up.
you've been supporting me for a long time. We'll say that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So today, Crow and I are going to talk about the Master Duel meta. I'm currently in Gold 1, and I played 3 games today. February 2nd, only the second day of the rank ladder. And I have found 3 games that perfectly encapsulate like Master Duel in a nutshell. So for those people out there who are like complaining about Duel Links, like how the ladder is 30% heroes or something disgusting like that, here's what you could expect if you were playing like actual games. So I think that we can safely categorize these decks. And the first 2 decks we're just going to kind of gloss over. They're pretty straightforward. It's the last deck that we're going to focus on. So first up, we have meta. Pure meta. This guy probably either has been playing White Forest in the TCG before it got released, or he went to a website like Master Duel Meta and copied someone's deck. Maybe he was watching a tournament, but regardless, this is like a very optimized list. You've got the core of the White Forest cards. He opened by using a White Forest card to discard Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, which let him drew Stand Up Centurion, and then he combined his Tales of the White Forest with a few of his other cards. He synchroed into the Reselia, then used that to make the Baron, and then he used his Centurion cards to make Centurion Auxilla, which he has Royal, and then he made a Crimson Dragon, which he used to make Cosmic Blazar Dragon, and then he also used, I think he used Auxilla to search Centurion True Awakening. So he had 3 different Omni Negates on turn 1.
Yeah.
You know,
He
and
was pretty familiar with the deck, so like, he knew what he was doing and played it enough. So I'm thinking more so like TCG player.
probably, yeah. It did not. I don't. I'm not sure this was a guy who was like following a list. He probably has. I mean, Centurion's been in the game a lot longer than White Forest has, so he probably like had the Centurion stuff down pat. Regardless,
Hmm.
like 3 Omni Negates on turn 1 off of basically I think like a 2 card combo, and yeah, I just got destroyed. So that was game 1.
Yeah.
Then you have the kind of like mid-grade deck. So not meta, but meta, but with like a little bit of spice. So this guy's playing dinosaurs, which is not like a tiered deck, but as far as if you want to play dinosaurs, this deck has all the main hitters. It's got Animadorned Archosaur, it's got Baby Cerosaurus, it's got Petite Ranodon, it's got the Scrap package with Scrap Chimera and Slowly Deviating Oviraptor and Scrap Raptor. But then he also has some interesting takes, something to make it a little bit personal for him. So first of all, he's playing Dino Wrestler Colosseum at 1, which is if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, and it's a tuner monster, level 2. Then he's also got Mekk-Knight Orange Sunset. Why? Not sure. He could definitely summon it. I don't know what he's going to do with it.
Yeah.
But, there it is. Then he's got Super Conductor Tyranno. So this guy 100% bought the like GX era Conductor Tyranno deck when he was a kid and played with this card on paper. There's no one else who would put this card in their deck.
Yeah, you wouldn't play it unless you just like thought, man, this card is badass, which it is.
Yes,
He even has a Glossied.
he has a Glossy, yes, which is you can't make it royal since it's a neutral rarity card. I wonder how many times he had to craft this card to get a Glossy. Um, he also has True King Lithos Sagum the Disaster, and to make sure that he gets it, he is playing a single copy of Dragonic Diagram, which is usually used in True Draco decks, but it can search True King cards as well. Very based. Only 1 copy of UCT. You just need
Yeah.
1. And then,
Yeah.
but you might notice he's running 1 copy of Polymerization, and Polymerization is so he's got Polymerization, and he's only got 1 fusion monster in his extra deck, which is Naturia Exterio. which is a fusion of Naturia Beast and Naturia Barkyal, which he also has. So that's got to be why he's playing the Colosilot, because he's going to use that with a level 4 to make his Barkion, and then he can use the Scrap Raptor, which is also a level 4 tuner, with the Animadorned Archosaur to make Naturia Beast. Now, it's important to note that there is a generic dinosaur monster that, when it's summoned, adds polymerization from your deck to your hand, and he's not playing that. So,
which is
it's not like it's not like his deck is built specifically to end on Exteria as part of his main combo. It's more like, if I happen to draw Poly, maybe I'll throw it out there. So yeah, this guy lost. He went second and could not play under Macrocosmos, so he got completely destroyed. But it was really
I want to point out the one copy of Waking the Dragons.
He does have one copy of Waking the Dragons, which can trigger the effect of Chaos Angel to banish a card. It can also just summon Naturia Exterio during the opponent's turn. So very, very funny. Oh wait, can you summon? You can summon Avramax, but Avramax,
I think it just ignores the summoning conditions of everything, don't it?
Yeah, but Avramax only gets the benefit when it's link summoned.
Oh yeah.
So the only benefit you get from playing Avramax for free is that it has the it doesn't lose battles. Cool still. Oh, he can play Topologic Bomber Dragon with that Waving the Dragon. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so those are the two. So that's meta, and then the appropriate deck, but it's not tiered, and there's a little bit of a kick to it. Now let's look at the last type of deck, which is the bot deck. This guy is in gold. Gold 1 on day 2 of the meta. I have no idea how. We're going to go through all these cards one by one. Crow, I hope you're ready, because this was a mess.
This guy got out Vylon plus that one, the one.
Yeah, his turn one was Sage of Wisdom Himmel, special summon by discarding Reptilian Ramifications, normal summon Vylon Tetra Pass. That was his turn one. Okay. So
attack position.
In attack position. Both of these monsters in attack position. And he didn't link summon or anything, just passed. Alright. Okay. So first up we have Gusto Eagle. Now I will point out whenever we see a tuner monster, because he has no synchro monsters in the deck, but he has so many tuners. So Gusto Eagle, level 1 tuner monster. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one level 4 or lower non-tuner Gusto monster from your deck. He has none. There are no other Gusto cards in this deck.
It could potentially summon a copy of itself if he had 2 of them.
No, it's a non-tuner.
Oh, my bad. But still, he could put literally anything in there.
Yep, he could put literally anything in there, and he did not. Next up, we have Rider of the Stormwinds. This is the first of many. You're going to see multiple cards in this deck that have normal monster synergy when there are 0 normal monsters in the deck. Rider of the Stormwinds, level 1 Dragon Tuner monster. You can target one Dragon normal monster you control. Equip this monster from your hand or field to that target. If a monster equipped with this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing to your opponent. If a monster equipped with this card will be destroyed, destroy this card instead. Now, I know what people are going to be typing. Already, there's going to be someone in my chat who's typing out Masochist, because there is a type of game where you play hey, I drew this many packs, and I'm just going to try and win with whatever I draw. Listen, I don't care. This guy's in gold 1. So he's gotten to open probably 50 packs at this point. There are better cards in his collection. I guarantee you. If this was an actual
better than a
deck,
500 attack level 1 tuner.
If this was an actual Masochist deck, there would be more cards in his collection. I'm just gonna go ahead and just gonna say it. Also, he's playing all the storyline cards. He's playing the World Chalice cards and the Digital Bug cards, even though he can't make them. I don't think that you're allowed to do that when you play Masochist. I might be wrong. I don't know the full rules, but I'm pretty sure cards that you get guaranteed aren't supposed to be used.
I have no clue.
Next up, we have Prince of Pug, and the art on this card is amazing. I have never seen this card before in my life. Level 1
How cute
beast.
he is.
I know. Level 1 beast. You can target one monster you control with Guardian in its original name that cannot be normal summoned or set, which is Guardian Eatos and Guardian Treadscythe. It can make a
But probably not Guardian Dragon or whatever they were called.
Guard
The ones that
Dragons.
specifically say no. There's ones that specifically say they are not Guardians.
Oh, like Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress #1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it has to be like from the Guardian archetype. Yeah. Well, I mean, it does say that cannot be normal summoned or set. So yeah, that covers most of those. It can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. And before you ask, no, there's not a single Guardian card in this deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Target one Guardian monster in your graveyard that cannot be normal summoned or set and activate one of these effects. Either add it to your hand or add one other card that is mentioned on that monster from your graveyard to your hand. You can only use each effect of Prince Pug once per turn. Next up, we have Vylon Tetra, which is a level 2 machine tuner monster. If this card is sent from the monster card zone to the graveyard, you can pay 500 life points, target one face-up monster you control, and equip this card to that target. If the equipped monster will be destroyed, you can destroy this equipped card instead. And this is why I know this guy is not a Masochist player. Because if he was a Masochist player, his turn 1, when he summoned the Vylon Tetra with his Himmel, he would have linked them into a Link monster and then equipped the Tetra to the Link monster. That would have actually been like a Masochist play. Like, I don't have the best cards, but I'm trying to make them work. I'm like, the whole point of Masochist is my strategy can overcome my poor card set. This guy's not doing that. This is a bot. All right, he is Ash Blossom. One Ash Blossom, so he got the Ash Blossom bundle.
Yeah.
Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Ram, level 3, 800 attack, 200 defense. When this card is normal summon, you can discard one card, target one Fire Formation spell or trap you control, set one Fire Formation spell or trap with a different name directly from your deck. So yes, it's just this is just gold. Elemental Hero Bubble Man. So we have our first level 4. If this card is the only card in your hand, you can special summon it from your hand. When this card is summoned, you can draw 2 cards. You must control no other cards and have no other cards in your hand to activate and resolve this effect.
Obviously, he's going to get a +2 off this.
Yeah, every game.
Every game.
Next up, we have one of Crow's favorite cards from this list. X Saber Bogart Knight. Level 4. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon one level 4 or lower X Saber monster from your hand. Cannot be used as synchro material except for the synchro summon of an X Saber synchro monster.
X Sabers are based.
Yes. Then we have Gaga Magician, which is a super rare for some reason. This is the worst super rare I've ever seen. Once per turn, you can declare a level from 1 to 8. This card's level becomes that level until the end of the turn. Oh, it can't be used as synchro material? Oh, why did they...
Oh.
Man, they really, like... They did that a lot,
this
though.
was, like, from the first set of XCs, and they're like, okay, guys, like, let's be done with synchros, come on, let's move on to the next mechanic. Stop doing synchros.
Yeah, because they did that with Tour Guide, too. Tour Guide, like, specifies that the card you summon can't be used as synchro material.
Yeah.
Heraldic Beast Eal. Level 4, if you control 2 or more Heraldic Beast monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand.
Spoiler alert, there's no other Heraldics in the deck.
Fluffle Dog. When this card is normal or special summon from the hand, you can add one Edgimp Sabers or one Fluffle monster for your deck to your hand except Fluffle Dog. You can only use this effect once per turn. Spiritual Beast Capellia. Okay. So I saw this card. I was looking at the list, and I got off the eel, and I saw this card. I was like, "Oh, that's a second Heraldic Beast." No, this is a Ritual Beast. Spiritual Beast Capellia, level 4 Pyro monster, Wind Pyro with 1800 attack, 200 defense. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can banish a Ritual Beast from your graveyard. For the rest of his turn, all Ritual Beasts you control gain 500 attack and defense. It's not a Ritual Beast itself, so you no.
There's no synergy.
Crystron
now
Rosix.
this card brings the whole deck together.
This is the key card in his deck. So remember how I mentioned that there were multiple normal monster synergies? Here we go. Crystron Rosix. You can target a face-up card you control. You cannot special summon from the extra deck for the next turn except Synchro monsters, which he has none of. Destroy that card, and if you do, special summon a Crystron Tuner from your deck, which he has none of. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon a Crystron token, but it cannot be tributed. Bam! There's his
Yeah.
there's his normal monster. He got it.
He's perfect. He obviously only plays one of it though, because
Yeah.
why do you ever need more than one?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's tantamount to his strategy, but he'll simply open it every time. Okay.
Yeah, every time.
Next up, we have Synergy for that token. Tenyi Spirit Mapura. If you control no effect monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a face-up non-effect monster you control, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Easy.
Bam. You got to protect that token.
That token is not getting targeted ever.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he has Time Thief Adjuster. Now, you might notice that we've had a couple of level 4s, and in fact, we just had a level 4 that could special summon itself from the hand. So you might think, oh, Time Thieves, cool, there's an Xyz deck. No, because the only rank 4 in his extra deck is number 104 Masquerade, and that requires 3 level 4s, and is also bad. Okay. Time Thief Adjuster. If you normal or special summon a Time Thief monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. No other Time Thieves in the deck. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one Time Thief card from your deck to the graveyard. You can only use one Time Thief Adjuster per effect per turn, only once that turn. It's like he had to do this on purpose to intentionally put every archetype he had in his deck. Surely he pulled a vanilla or two, and he just doesn't. He just, rather than playing a vanilla, he's just like, oh, I'm going to put these cards that don't do anything in my deck.
I mean, in one of the structure decks literally contains a normal dragon.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, that's true.
Like a level 4 or lower normal dragon.
Yeah, the Luster Dragon. You're right. Yeah, so guaranteed he has it in his account. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, Reptilian Kotal. Now, here's the synergy. So he has 2 copies. The only card he is playing 2 of in his entire deck.
There's a monster.
What? Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's playing 2 of a couple of other cards, but
one of the 3 cards.
One of the only 3 cards in his deck that he's playing more than one of is Reptilian Ramifications, which lets you send a card from your hand to the graveyard, which is going to be his Christian Rose next. This is how he gets it in the graveyard.
Obviously.
Activate 2 of these effects in sequence. Add a Reptilian monster from your deck to your hand, and then change the attack of a monster your opponent controls to 0. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets to. So he's I guess what probably happened is he put this card in his deck to change the monster attack points to 0. They realized he couldn't do it without a target.
That's 100% why.
So he stopped playing it. He's just like, okay, I have to put 1 Reptilian in my deck. Only 1 though. It doesn't matter if he's not concerned enough to make sure he doesn't open it by playing more than 1. He just needs 1 target.
And he's only playing 2 of the spell because
the
it's
spell
so
is
important that he has to play 2.
Okay, if you control a dark reptile monster, which he doesn't have, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then, if your opponent controls any monsters with 0 attack, you can special summon up to an equal number of Reptilian monsters from your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Okay. All right. So that's good. Okay. Sage of Wisdom Himmel. So this is the first card this guy played, and I was just like, "Oh, it's Sky Strikers," and it was not Sky Strikers.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Crow was there? I was like, "Oh, it's Sky Strikers, but without the sleeves." And then Crow was like, "No one plays Sky Strikers without the sleeves," and he was right.
Yeah.
Oh
boy.
Level 5, you can discard 1 spell, special summon this card from your hand. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a link monster you control, you can banish 2 spells from your graveyard to negate that effect. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished Sky Striker spells and add it to your hand, which there's none of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Ancient Gear Gadgetron Chimera. Level 6, 2,300 attack points. If you tribute green gadget, red gadget, or yellow gadget, then this card gains 300 attack, or if it inflicts damage to your opponent, you burn them for 500, or if it destroys a monster by battle, you inflict 700 to your opponent. And no, there's nothing. There's none of these. Also,
I think Summon Skull was too expensive for him.
I just realized that this Ancient Gear monster doesn't have the Ancient Gear effect where if it attacks it, your opponent can activate
Oh,
spell
you're
traps.
right. Yeah, they can't activate. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well, then it'd be competing with Summon Skull. It'd be
yeah.
too strong.
Like this is a card you wouldn't like. You couldn't play this in your Ancient Gear deck even because then like you're risking yourself because then you just
Yeah.
like you get Mirror Force even though none of your other monsters can get Mirror Force. Rip.
Yeah.
Okay. BES Big Core Mark II. All right. Level 6, 2400 attack, 1100 defense, and this is a rare, which means this is 100% in like a box. I don't know what box, but there's enough big core cards that they must have made a box for it, and that box is trash. If you control
I know they made like an upgraded version of this at some point. They did.
yeah, there's a BES Big Core Mark III.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! All right. If you control no monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. When this card is special summoned, not when it's normal summoned, when it's special summoned, place 3 counters on it. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. If this card attacks or is attacked, remove 1 counter from this card at the end of the damage step, and if you cannot, destroy it. So he's got a monster that can keep him alive for 1 hit. Pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah. He needs to run over that 2300 attack.
Yeah, he's got to beat Goblin Attack Force.
Yeah, obviously.
All right. Next up, we have Galaxy Knights. Level 8, 2800 attack, 2600 defense. If you control a Photon or Galaxy monster, which we have none of, you can normal summon this card without tributing. And then if summoned this way, since we can't do it, we're not even going to read the rest of the card. It's just a level 8 with 2800 attack points. Remember, Blue Eyes was free. And also a Dragon Normal monster.
It has 3000 attack points.
Alright, next up we have our second 2 of in the deck. Kaers, the Ogdoadic Lights. Now you might be thinking, oh, it's a reptile monster, so you can use it with that reptilian. No, it's light, it's not dark. If this card is in your graveyard, you can tribute 1 monster to special summon this card. Then your opponent can special summon 1 monster from their graveyard, but negates effects.
Why?
Because that's the Ogdoadic thing.
I think you're just going -2 for this.
Listen, the actual
your own card and then they get one.
The actual Ogdoadic deck has like cool things that trigger if your opponent special summons, so they force you to special.
Okay, interesting.
But not, you need an actual dedicated Ogdoadic deck to play it. If this card is special summon, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Ogdoadic monster in your graveyard, but we don't have any. Special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. This is important. He had to play 2 of this.
This is like one of the most important cards in his deck.
Yep, and it's got 400 attack points, so surely tributing one of his monsters.
Well, it's the 2400 defense. It beats out the Jiltron dragons.
Yep, yeah. If his opponent summons a BES Big Core, it can't get over.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Look at that.
All right, now we have his boss monster. Aaron the Ogdoadic King. 2500 attack.
Why is it Aaron? Why is it Aaron? Why is it not just like Joe or Mike the Ogdoadic?
Okay, to be fair, it's only 1 A, so I'm probably mispronouncing. It's probably supposed to be Aaron or Aaron the Ogdoadic King.
It's Aaron. Aaron.
2500 attack, 2800 defense. If this card is in your graveyard, you contribute 2 monsters to special summon this card. Now, he has no ways of putting it in his graveyard, so he's probably just going to tribute summon this. Which is the same thing, except it's not a special summon. If your opponent adds a card to their hand, or except during the draw phase or the damage step, you can send 1 random card from their hand to the graveyard. So this is a worse Darklaw. Let's go!
Yeah, nice.
If a monster your opponent controls is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 light or dark reptile monster from your deck to your graveyard to your hand. Okay, but we can't add the reptilian monster, because if we do, it turns off our spell card.
Okay, so is the next card going to be Larry the Ogdoadic Prince?
The next card is another 2 of Humongous Hive Hegemon Zex Stagger. Again, a card I have never seen in my
I
entire
I
life.
have looked through so many insect cards
It's true.
in my
You built
quest to
like an
make blind
insect
second
pile
insects.
deck.
I have never heard of this.
Well, maybe you should start playing it because it looks like it might actually be pretty good. Gains 300 attack for each insect on the field, except this card.
Ooh.
You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If an insect is special summoned, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then during the end phase, activate this effect. Each player can special summon one insect monster from their hand or graveyard, but negate its effects.
Each player. Why does it have to be each player?
Well, it gives your opponent can summon Max C.
Yeah. Yay.
I mean, it's a free special from your hand, Crow. I don't know. It seems like
I
it could be
guess,
good going
yeah.
by. It's level 8. Don't you like blind second going 8 rank 8s?
Yeah. I mean, when I special summon the insect kaiju to the opponent's field, I can special summon him.
That's right. This doesn't insult lock you either. You can make Draglubion with this.
Yeah, look at that.
Our player is not going to be doing any of that though. Okay, so at this point, let's count. There's another level 8 after this, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 level 8s. The most number of levels in the deck, level 8. There are
Obviously,
no rank 8s.
he's playing a rank 8, right?
There are 0 rank 8s in this extra deck. Right.
He could have fit them in,
Oh my gosh, it's the worst one. I didn't even look. I was just like, he has a random horse card here, but it's the one that gains 1,200 attack and defense for each horse you control. It's got nothing.
Well, okay, no. Look at the second effect.
If another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, you can draw cards equal to the number of monsters with different names in your main monster. Oh, that's why he's playing one of everything.
Yeah. He needs to maximize the amount of cards he draws.
On turn, 4, because he has to tribute summon this. Oh my gosh. Okay.
No. He's simply gonna dump the Ogdo Addicts and they're gonna, special summon or something.
Oh my god!
Fenrir, really?
I've never seen this. Fenrir the Nordic Wolf.
I've never seen his art up close. He looks so derpy.
He looks terrible. 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense.
Yormonger?
What?
Is he playing Yormonger?
I don't think so. Cannot be normal summoner set during your main phase 2. What? It has to be on your main phase 2? If an Aesir monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field in defense position. If an Aesir is not on the field, destroy this card. At the start of your battle phase, change all defense position monsters you control to attack position. Both players take any battle damage from attacks involving this card. Okay, so that last effect is the reason that you play this card, but it has to be during your main phase 2, so that you can't just summon a 0 attack monster and attack into it. That would be too broken.
After this.
What?
Look up Yormonger after this. They're supposed to be played together.
Oh, they are? Okay, hold on.
Yeah. It's a whole thing.
I mean,
not saying it's a good thing.
It's bad. I've seen Yormonger. Yormonger is in Duel Links. See?
Yeah, I think someone did an FTK with it in Duel Links.
Jormungandr the Nordic Serpent. If this defense position card you control is changed to attack position, take 3,000 damage only once. Wait, so you give your opponent 2 level 10s from your hand. Or no, a level 10 and a level 8. You pray that they just enter the battle phase, because they could just skip the battle phase. Or they could link these off. And then if they enter the battle phase and they keep both of these monsters, then they take 3,000, and then you die because you gave them 7,000 damage.
No. Remember, Fenrir makes both players take all battle damage. So since they're 3,000 life points lower, they're just going to keep attacking you, and both players keep taking, the damage.
Oh, of course. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, so simple.
All right, hold on. Let's get back to the matches.
Also, just Just to reiterate, this guy doesn't have any synchro, so no Aesirs.
Yep. So so we've reached the first. This is the first actually unplayable card in the deck. Okay. Mythical Beast Medusa, level 4, 1500 attack, 1500 defense, Pendulum Scale 4, which is the worst Pendulum Scale, by the way.
Yeah, the worst.
If you have no other card in your other Pendulum Zone, okay, you start one monster in your graveyard that you can place a spell counter on. Destroy this card. If you do special summon that monster, and if you do that, place a spell counter on. Wait, that's terrible. Like, even if you were playing like the Endymion deck, your cards are all pendulum monsters. They don't go to the graveyard.
You know, there might be one or two that aren't.
This is trash. Okay, all right. Let's look at the monster.
Okay, but at least he isn't like, oh yeah, I'm a Yugi boomer. I hate pendulums. No, this man's open. He's trying.
He is open, and not to synchro though.
Yeah, no. Fuck those synchros.
Each time a spell card is activated, place a spell counter on this card where that spell resolves. Once per turn during the battle phase, you can remove 2 spell counters from this card. Target a face-up monster on the field. Its attack and defense become half its current attack and defense until the end of the turn. Oh my god, this might be the only good card in this deck, other than Ash. He has to play 2 spell cards, though. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, he has Dark Hole. Just 1.
Which doesn't work with it, but, you know.
Okay, Faustian Party. Target 1 special summon monster on either field. Send it to the graveyard, and if you do special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monster from your hand. So there are no normal monsters in the deck, which means this card is also literally unplayable. Dray Connection. Reveal a dragon monster in your hand, add a dragon monster with the same level from your deck to your hand, then shuffle the revealed monster into your deck. Okay,
we only have 1 dragon, don't we?
Let me see. 1... Yes, this is definitely a reptile-focused deck. So yes, we only have 1 dragon in the entire deck. So this is also completely unplayable. We're up to 3 unplayable cards now. Megamorph. While your life points are lower than your opponent's, the equipped monster's attack becomes double its original attack. Okay, so remember, this is why we have 2 copies of that level 8 that has 400 attack points. Because it will go up to 800.
Oh my god.
That's double.
That's insane.
That's double what it was before. So much value. Okay.
Yeah.
Twin Swords of Flashing Light Trice. Send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. So this is another way you can get Rosenix in your graveyard for that token. Equip this card to a monster. It loses 500 attack points, but it can make a second attack during each battle phase. Which I think has no synergy at all with anything in the deck. Adamancipator.
No. You can send cards from your hand to your grave, the Ogdoadics.
Oh, yeah. This is okay. You put the Ogdoadics in your graveyard, and then you contribute the monster that you equip, because it lost 500 attack points. You don't want that monster anyway. Tribute it to summon your Eric. Alright. Adamancipator Lapitite. All rock monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense points.
Where are the rock monsters?
There are 0 rock monsters. I admit, I didn't know there was a field spell that was just for rocks. I've only ever thought of Canyon from that structure deck. So I'm glad that Adamancipator's printed a rock field spell.
Yeah, it's better than Yumi.
Yeah. Once per turn during your main phase, you can take up to 5 Adamancipator cards from your deck and place them on top of your deck anymore. That's actually insane for the Adamancipator strategy, but not this deck. Exo Sister Carpe Diem. Neither player can target Exo Sister monsters you control with effects of monsters that were special.
You could be playing any of the level 4 Exo Sister monsters. They're generic.
You can only use each of the following effects of Exo Sister Carpe Diem once per turn. If you exceed summon an Exo Sister monster, you declare 1 card name, negate the activated effects and effects on the field of cards with that original name until the end of the turn. When an attack is declared involving your Exo Sister monster, you can target one spell or trap your opponent controls and destroy it.
Exo Sisters are generic.
Warrock Dignity. You must control a Warrock monster to activate this. I will remind you, there are infinite spells and traps in the game that don't have a restriction. You could play Fisher. You could play Jar of Greed. You could play, like, all of the Sky Striker cards. All they do require you is that you don't have any monsters. Like, there are so many, like, even if the deck was built randomly, there are so many spells that don't have a requirement. And yet,
and I mean, like
every
the
single
War
one of
Rocks,
these.
like he could play any of the level 4 War Rocks,
Yes.
and that would give him synergy with the Adamantivator field spell. So they're rocks.
Oh no, they're warriors.
Or no, they're warriors. No shit. That makes it even worse.
You must control a Warrock monster to activate either of these effects. When a monster your opponent controls activates its effect, negate that effect. During the battle phase, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card or a monster effect, negate that effect. Now remember, this guy was in gold. He got to gold on day 2. Somehow.
And that's where all the meta players end up, like at the end of the season.
Okay, High Tide on Fire Lion. We now know why he's playing Duamatef. Because Duamatef is water. So, and I think that's the only one. Big Core is level 6. So yes. He has High Tide on Fire Island. He must control Duamatef to use this. If you control level 7 or higher fire or water or fire monster, apply the following effects. Water. Special summon as many water monsters as possible that were sent to your graveyard to activate monster effects this turn. Then destroy one monster you control. Okay. No. That's like a mermail thing. And then fire can't trigger because we don't have any fire monsters.
Okay. So like the BES core, is that water?
No, the BES core is fire, but it's only level 6.
Are there any other waters?
No, there. Let me see.
No.
Bubble Man.
Oh, Bubble Man. Yeah, so Bubble Man will activate his effect.
Okay.
And then he'll go to the grave, and then you'll special summon him again.
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't go to the grave to use this. Oh, no, it's revive them that were sent for cost.
Oh my god, that's okay. Never mind.
So it's like mermails where you pitch cards from your hand, or basically just mermails, and I think ice barriers.
Bad.
Yeah. Okay, second expedition into danger. Discard 1 card. Target a danger monster you control. It's 500 attack and defense until the end of this turn. If this card is in the graveyard, you can discard 1 danger monster, place this card on the bottom of your deck, and then draw 1 card. Okay. Alright. Now, Crow, I have bad news for you, sir.
Yeah.
That is the end of the deck.
What about the extra deck?
Let's go into the extra deck.
Yeah, I have to.
Herald of Pure Light. Okay. So Herald of Pure Light.
You're gonna summon this off Vylon and
Vylon and Gaga Magician. There was only one level 2 in the entire deck. Okay. Herald of Pure Light. You can attach 1 material from this card, target a monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, then shuffle 1 card from your hand into your deck, because making an Xyz monster is not enough to warrant giving you just a regular recycle.
It's just, a worse warrior returning alive.
Yeah, you have to go -3. You have to pay 2 cards on your field, and then 1 card from your hand to go warrior returning alive. Mellow Melody, the Brass Djinn. Once per turn, you can attach 1 material from this card, target a Djinn Xyz monster you control, and it can attack twice this turn. So this is
1400 attack twice.
It's Twin Swords of Flashing Light twice, but without the 500 attack debuff.
Yeah.
Digital Bug Scaradiator, which requires 2 or more level 3 light insect monsters. We have none. Number 104 Masquerade, 3 level 4s. During the battle phase, when your opponent activates a monster effect, as a quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. Once per turn during your main phase.
During the battle phase.
Yeah, specifically during the battle phase. And then once per turn during your main phase, you can send the top card of your opponent's deck to the graveyard.
Yay! That means I get to mill my opponent.
Yeah, I just put a card in
Set
there
up their
and
graveyard for them.
so Crow, you told me once that you thought Iron Chains were based.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this card came after Iron Chains.
he is so good. He's like the synergy Iron Chains were missing. Because, they want to be in the battle phase.
No, I talked
He
about the
mills a
mill.
card.
Like when you compare the mill that Iron Chains can do with number 104, you're like, okay, in 40 turns we're gonna win the game.
Obviously, installing in the battle phase will obviously keep you alive.
I don't know why. Why did it have this? Was it like to stop the shining draw that you and Astro could do? I don't know.
No, it's not once per turn, so you can negate 3 effects in the battle phase.
No. I'm talking about the mill. The mill is just throwing me off.
Oh,
Like the mill makes
yeah.
no sense.
It's such a random effect. It must be for some anime scene, either to help the protagonist or to harm him.
No, this is a villain. This is a villain's card.
Yeah. But it's like, oh my god, you sent a card to my grave, but it was the card I needed.
Oh yeah, maybe. All right, digital bug Korobaj, which we can't make, and digital bug Rhinosmus. Okay, so to be fair, if we have the Sciradiator, we can rank all the way up into Rhinosmus.
Oh wait.
Make the Sciradiator.
No,
What?
right? Yeah, no.
All right.
Yeah.
Imduk the World Chalice Dragon. Now we finally find the reason for the Rosenecks. It requires one normal monster except a token. No!
Accept a token.
No!
Oh.
I thought. Chat, you guys didn't see the pregame. I was like, when we found that Rosenecks, we were both elated. We were like, suddenly some of the deck makes sense.
Literally, all he needs to do is throw in the free Luster Dragon, and the deck makes sense.
Okay, never mind. We're not going to talk about him because he can't make it either.
But you could add in 3 cards, and this whole deck would actually have some amount of synergy.
All right, Orem, which you can't make because you don't have 2 World Chalice monsters.
He doesn't have any flip monsters.
Chantal Construct, which requires 2 flip monsters. There are no flip monsters in the deck. Elphase requires 2 level 3 or higher Cybers monsters. There are no Cybers monsters in the deck. Puzzlemino, the drop and deleter. Okay. If a monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to while you control this monster, you can declare a level from 1 to 8. That monster becomes that level until the end of the turn.
Hey, that's synergy, so you can make Herald easier.
You can target two monsters with the same level, 1 from each field, and destroy them.
Hey, now you have some targeting destruction,
So if you've never noticed this, Crow, if you look at the artwork and the name of the card, this is a Tetris reference.
Oh, I see it.
So target 2 monsters with the same level and destroy them. You basically are fitting blocks together and removing the line.
Yeah, that's smart, and it's actually a semi-useful effect. Although you don't.
People use this to make Bish Balkan.
Of course they did.
because you can make a level 2 tuner into a level 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Track Black requires 2 effect monsters. So this, I think this is one of only 3 monsters in the extra deck that we could reasonably make. Link to 1,200 attack points.
Now.
Not great. You can target 1 monster you control this card points to. Each time it destroys an opponent's monster by battle this turn, draw 1 card. Oh! Okay. Now we know what all the extra attacks are for. So you make make your Mellow with the 1,400 attack points. You give it Megamorph. And you'll have less life points because you're going to be losing. Obviously.
Obviously.
Alright, and then with your 4 monsters, because you had to make a Link 2, and then you had to use 2 level 3s. With these 4 monsters and the Megamorph, You activate the effect, and now you get to draw 2 cards.
Wait, what level 3s do we have?
That's a good question. Let's see. Ash Blossom and Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Ram.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And we have Gaga Magician.
Yeah, and Puzzle Amino. You
You could also
get
make
out the
Puzzle
puzzle.
Amino, but then I guess you
Yeah,
link Puzzle
get off
Amino
into
into Track Black.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have Hazard Lizardos. So more reptile synergy.
Yeah.
2 monsters with different names. Only 800 attack points. You can banish
It's
1 monster
generic.
from your field or your graveyard with 2,000 or less attack points. Target 1 face-up monster on the field. May its attack points become equal to the original attack of the monster banished until the end of the turn. Then if you banish the monster that was reptile, draw a card. Insane!
Ooh.
So we were making fun of the Kyrus the whole time. But the Kyrus is core to the strategy because it only has 400 attack points.
That's why he has 2 of them.
So he mills them with nothing.
With the sword. Yeah.
He hard opens this huge brick and then discards it to play Twin Swords of Flashing Light Trice. And then he can link his Rosenix token and another monster into Hazardos, and then he makes his opponent's monster have 400 attack points. Then he draws 1 card.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And then lastly, he has Ningirsu, which requires 2 or more link monsters, so I don't actually think he can reasonably make it.
Obviously he's gonna make it.
The only 3 monsters these are the only 3 monsters he can actually make that are link monsters, so okay. Okay.
It's beautiful.
Alright, so those are the 3 types of decks that we just spent like 30 minutes talking about this. Those are the 3 types of decks you will see on any given Magical game. My name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.